What the? Look, man, look at that thing's teeth. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, guys, I was not gonna go into this just because it seems so ridiculous to me. I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, but these leaked photos, let's talk about them. First of all, excuse any background noise. I'm in the dealership, and for once I'm recording when they're actually open, so my apologies there. But let's jump into these photos. So if you haven't seen what I'm talking about, this is the first image that I saw here, and what you are supposed to have here. On the left you have a road glide, on the right you have a street glide. So at first I was hearing that these were going to be 2024 models. Now I'm hearing that these are CVO models. At first glance, terrible on the road glide, like absolutely terrible. Street glide with the lights and the fairing, like, I don't think so. I don't mind the fairing itself and that headlight, but let's be honest, both bikes look very Indian. This looks like the head engineer over at Indian Motorcycles came to work for Harley, and he brought some inspiration with him, if you will. So you'll also see inverted front ends, which I do think the touring bikes desperately need. You see the CVO style spoked wheel, dual disc front brakes. So we'll go into the next photo. Now this is one that was floating around and people were touting as real. They were saying, oh, it's just a weird angle. Well, nothing else is a weird angle. The wheel looks normal, the tank looks normal, but the fairing, bro, the fairing, like, but the bars, like, it's just, no, it's, I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe. So we're not even gonna talk about this. We're just gonna straight move on to the next photo. Now this next one is a side shot of what they're saying is the road glide, the CVO road glide, where it shows a 121. Now what on earth kind of sense does that make when Harley currently doesn't even make a 121? And then the other argument would be the CVO Road Glide Limited is already out. It got no body changes. It got the 117. I find it hard to believe they would release that CVO and now put out other CVO models with a bigger displacement engine, because now all the people that bought the Road Glide Limited model are going to be super mad because they didn't have that option. And maybe if those changes were real, they would have wanted those changes and would have bought the regular Road Glide, not the Road Glide Limited. That in itself, to me, says all we need to know about whether or not these are real as far as CVOs for this year. Now, next year could be a different story, but I still don't believe it, and let's jump into why. Now, before I throw these photos up on the screen, I do want to make this clear. I got these from F-Bomb Baggers. He did a video on these bikes today. This is where I got the photos from. As you'll see his name across the photos. I want to make that super clear. Everybody go check out his video because he had a different set of opinions. I'll actually link it down below. But let's throw the photo up real quick. So this is the Road Glide once again, and this one just does not pass the smell test. So not only do I make YouTube videos, I do photography and videography. I'm no Photoshop expert by any means, but this one just reeks of terrible Photoshop. First of all, that reflector, I know that's a small thing, but for some reason just does not look right on those forks. But the big thing being the lighting. You see the forks are very well lit where they should be dim based on the top of the fairing where the light is hitting it, and then the back side of the fairing, there's no light hitting it, but then the front fender has light hitting it. Also, the line running to the brake is kind of melting into the fender, so not sure what's happening there. The engine guard, that chrome engine guard, it looks super evenly lit when everything else in the scene is dark. So I can see maybe it having some highlights. And then down below it, that oil cooler cover, whatever that thing is, that side being lit just does not, it's not consistent with the rest of the lighting in this picture. Same thing with those spokes. If you look past this first brake rotor We saw in the other photo that this is dual disc, but look how foggy that disc is in the background. I think it's just a miss. So I think what's happening here is someone is photoshopping this front end for sure. That fairing though, I don't know where they would be getting that part from. Maybe that part is real, I don't know. This could be to throw us off. I don't know, because I don't know the source of these images. If anyone has any kind of validation to this, I know with the Road Glide 3, someone anonymously emailed me and were extremely accurate about the details they had before anyone had seen it. So to you, sir, if you happen to be watching this and you have info, let me know. And then this last photo we're gonna go over also, clearly, F-bomb baggers, is supposed to be the new inner fairing for the Street Glide. Obviously looks like they've done away with all gauges, completely digital, which I don't think would necessarily be a bad thing, except for all the comments you guys leave saying how much you like the analog stuff. It is futuristic. You can see on that picture on the left, that tank console does look very Harley, but it looks aftermarket. Like it looks, you know, Arlen Ness or Roland Sands, or, you know, what someone would develop for the Harley, but in an aftermarket format. That little console piece, or cubby piece rather, below the screen, don't know what that is. Don't know if that's storage or access to something. You can see the ignition looks different. You can see a lot of interesting things in this photo, but this, again, this photo reeks of Indian motorcycles to me. And again, the lighting just, I'm not going for it, guys. We'll wrap the video up there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think these photos are real? Do you think parts of this is real? Do you think it's all crap? If it is crap, who went through the trouble to make this? I mean, is this just a really good joke, or, you know, some time went into this, because this stuff came from somewhere. These parts, most of them seem to exist. And then the fairings just don't make sense to me. I can see the front end, I can see all that other stuff. I can see how you would easily Photoshop those, but the fairings, I don't think you're Photoshopping those from scratch unless they're AI. That's another possibility. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're not already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.